Notice what your body does when someone you love reaches for your hand in the dark, not during a romantic moment, not during something significant, just in the middle of an ordinary night when they're half asleep and they reach toward you without even fully knowing they're doing it. And your whole system, without any conscious decision, moves toward them. That is safety, and it is one of the most profound things two human beings can build together. But here's what most couples never realize. Safety doesn't announce itself. It doesn't arrive as a grand gesture or a difficult conversation finally had. It accumulates quietly in the smallest possible moments. And when it's really there, it shows up in ways so subtle you might be missing them entirely. Today, we're going to look at the signs that your partner genuinely feels safe with you. Not the obvious ones, the quiet ones, the ones that once you see them will make you understand just how much trust has been building between you and what it actually means to be someone's safe place. On the surface, your relationship probably looks like most others. You navigate the week together. You divide responsibilities. You handle things. There's love there. Clearly, there's history. But inside, there's sometimes this question that doesn't quite form into words. Something like, do they really feel completely themselves with me? And underneath that, the one that's harder to admit, am I actually safe to them? Or are they just managing around me? That question, that specific private fear, is one of the most loving things a person can carry. Because only someone who truly cares about their partner's inner world would even think to ask it. Here's what we misunderstand about emotional safety in relationships. We tend to think of it as the absence of conflict, as peace, as things being good. But safety, the deep kind, is not the absence of tension. It is the presence of trust that the tension won't break something essential. And the signs of that trust, they don't look like what you'd expect. The old story most of us were given goes something like this. If your partner is happy, comfortable, and not complaining, they feel safe. But that story misses everything that matters. Because some of the most emotionally unsafe people in relationships look perfectly comfortable. They've just learned to be comfortable with suppressing. Real safety looks different. It's messier. It's softer. It's more specific. And here's the uncomfortable truth that tends to arrive gradually, like a light slowly brightening in a dim room. You cannot ask your partner if they feel safe with you and get a fully accurate answer. Because safety is not something people report. It is something their body and behavior reveals in unguarded moments, when they're not thinking about it at all. The fact that you want to know, that you care enough to look for these signs, already says something about the kind of partner you are trying to be. So what does it actually look like when someone feels deeply safe with you? The first sign, and this one is so tender I want to stay here for a while, I call it beautiful unraveling. It's the moment when your partner stops performing okayness in your presence. When they come home and let the mask down before they've even finished taking their shoes off. When they cry about something without bracing first. Without the slight hesitation of someone checking the room is safe before they feel. When they say the half-formed, irrational, slightly embarrassing thing and don't immediately follow it with sorry, never mind. Picture a Friday evening after a brutal week. Both of you in the kitchen. That particular end-of-week exhaustion that lives in the shoulders and behind the eyes. The overhead light a little too bright. The smell of something cooking. And your partner just starts talking. Not about logistics. About how they actually feel. About something that scared them or embarrassed them or made them feel small. Without editing. Without measuring your reaction first. That is not a small thing. That is years of accumulated proof that you have never once made them regret being honest with you. That your face, when they say the real thing, does something that invites more rather than less. That the warmth in a room doesn't drop when they take up space with their full emotional reality. Feel what it means to be that person for someone. To be the place where they don't have to be okay. Safety lives there, in the unguarded exhale, in the tear that falls before they've decided whether to cry, in the fact that they fall asleep on you in the car on the way home without even trying to stay awake, because their body trusts your presence enough to let go completely. Now, the second sign is sharper, more surprising, and it might reframe something you've been misreading. I call it the permission to disappoint. And it is this. When your partner feels safe with you, they will occasionally say no to you. They will disagree with you. They will tell you when something you did bothered them. Not dramatically, not cruelly, but clearly. This sounds like conflict. It isn't. It is the opposite of conflict avoidance, which is one of the quietest signs of a relationship where someone does not feel safe. When a person doesn't feel safe, they become agreeable in a way that costs them. They smooth things over. They absorb things they shouldn't absorb. They choose your comfort over their own truth again and again until something in them goes quietly flat. But when they trust you, when the safety is real, they bring you to friction. They say, "That actually hurt my feelings." They push back on the plan. They hold their own ground. And yes, it's harder in the moment, but it means they believe the relationship can hold their full weight. That includes the weight of their needs, their limits, and their truth. You are the kind of person who wants your partner's full weight. You wouldn't want the edited version, even if it was easier. The partner who sees these signs, who understands what they mean and tends to them carefully, they don't just have a safe relationship. They have a living one. One that breathes and moves and grows because both people inside it feel free enough to be completely real. And the person who is someone's safe place, they carry that quietly without needing it acknowledged because they know what it costs to build and they know exactly what it's worth.